guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken, and today we're here to talk about A24's Bodies. Lots of bodies. Thought you were going to say it with me, and you didn't. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about this movie. This is a new A24 film. Just came out on Blu-ray this week. That is what we watched it on.
Nice cover there.
And we did not make it to the theater to see this one.
We did not.
We did not. I feel like this was a divisive movie. Do you
think?
Do you remember people? I feel like people were saying they hated this, and then there were some people saying that they really liked it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what to expect.
I feel like that's most movies nowadays.
Yeah, especially when you get into A24 movies. But
you either like hate something with a passion or you love it with everything in your being. And that's kind of what this movie touches on.
Yeah, it's everything feels so polarizing lately. But look, before we get into talking about bodies, you know, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, we talk about movies and TV and entertainment news, all that kind of stuff. If you like that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button. Also, be sure to like this video and comment down below if you've seen Bodies. What are your thoughts on it? I'm sure a lot of people watching this has already seen it. Either you saw it in the theaters. I think it's out on VOD as well. And like I said, just came out on Blu-ray this week. So yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll try to keep this as spoiler-free as we can, but we might touch on certain spoilery aspects of the movie. So, but yeah, just right off, what are your thoughts on this movie? Did you like this? Did you hate this? Which camp do you fall in?
I remember when we saw a preview. I think we did a trailer reaction.
I do think we did a trailer reaction.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
When I first saw it,
I didn't like the trailer. I don't remember liking it.
I thought you asked me. I thought you were asking me what I was thinking.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I always interrupt you.
Whenever we watched the trailer, it was definitely, you could tell it was definitely going to be one of those movies where they were touching on how society is in today's world.
A lot of the current social themes.
Yes, you know, wokeness.
And then, of course, it has Pete Davidson in it, and that makes it
toxic.
That's the ante.
Yeah, all the keywords of today's world.
Gaslighting.
Yes.
I did like how they touched on that in the movie, the whole term gaslighting, because I do feel like that is one of the most overused words in all of social media.
Yeah, there's definitely a scene with Pete Davidson's character where he is talking about all of those things like narcissism, things that you just feel like are in your face all the time nowadays. But anyway, so whenever I saw the trailer, I was like, I don't remember us being too keen on it. Yeah. Kind of like, okay, this is going to be kind of one of those movies. Yeah. Is it going to just be kind of goofy, or will it be...
It looks like one of those movies, honestly, at this point. It's like we're a little older, you know, mid 30s. Yeah. I'm in the later 30s category. You're still in the mid.
I'm still the low.
And it's like when you see stuff like this, like with teens and stuff, it's like, am I just too old to watch something like this? And I can't, like, it just...
Appreciate it.
It doesn't resonate with me like it did when I was a kid. So it's like, I don't know. The trailer it kind of turned me off of the movie, to be honest. So I wasn't really too excited to see it.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't really I kind of knew what to expect, and that I'll just kind of get right into it. I feel like this movie, at least for me, was super predictable.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I tend to be that kind of person, that annoying person probably, that is trying to always guess what's going to happen.
You are.
And I feel like this was pretty easy to figure out. This movie was
I do feel like you gave like 5 different predictions throughout. So.
I did. But
one of them was right.
One of them ended up being right, okay? Before the conclusion. So I feel like that should still count. But I feel like you're gonna know the premise of the movie. I mean, it's about these young kids who get together.
I mean, I've got, the Blu-ray right here and has the premise on the back. So when a group of rich 20-somethings get stuck at a remote family mansion during a hurricane, a party game ends with a dead body on the ground and fingers pointed everywhere. Mm-hmm. So that's the setup.
Like Clue.
Kind of like Clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's probably where they drew some inspiration for sure. I mean, kind of your basic murder mystery, again, I don't want to get into spoiler territory with like who dies and whatnot, but somebody is found dead
Mm-hmm.
at a certain point in the movie. And then, everybody starts trying to figure out who done it. So it's kind of a who done it, a mystery. I don't know. I just getting in my thoughts real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give my thoughts real quick?
Go right ahead.
I feel like I kind of dug this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think I liked it overall.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. It kept you, like I said, you were guessing the whole time, so it kept you guessing till the end.
Yeah.
It sets up a lot of interesting themes and dynamics with the character. It brings you into this world, and it doesn't really give you a ton of information. Like, all of these kids are connected. They were friends. They are friends. They have a past, but it doesn't give you all the information.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like movies like that because you're just kind of wondering like how everything relates to each other throughout the movie.
Yeah, and also it gives more mystery to all the characters.
Gives more mystery, more intrigue, and I think that's it's up for debate whether or not by the time you get to the end, like if it was well executed or not.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was. It is an ending that you may not expect, but again, you kind of expected it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of guessed what happened.
Like you said,
so
it was
maybe you will
of my many
expect
guesses.
but yeah, I kind of dug this movie. All the performances I thought were good. They were on point, I think, for what they were trying to achieve. But yeah, I mean, I thought everybody was good. I mean, what did you think of everybody in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely some known faces.
Yep.
There was a girl that was in Shiva Baby.
Yeah, which I didn't recognize until like the very end. I was like, oh, that's the girl from Shiva Baby. You're like, yeah, I figured you'd know that. But
yeah,
no, I didn't remember.
I didn't say anything because I thought he knew. But and then there is also a girl that was in The Bubble.
The Bubble.
And also, what else did you say?
Well, she first popped up, and I don't know her name off the top of my head. She was in the Borat sequel, so I feel like she's starting to make a little bit of a name for herself.
The Bubble on Netflix, which was not a good movie.
No, it wasn't.
So I feel like I might have had some bias
against her,
against two of the characters because I did not like Shiva Baby.
Yeah.
And The Bubble was not good. And so I was kind of like, okay, like great. Two actresses.
I'm not saying they're great performance. I think that for what they're trying to do and say with this movie, with the characters and their, how they relate to realistic 20-something-year-old girls in society today, I think they accomplished what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
There's a lot of conflicting, I feel like, tones in this movie. I don't know exactly what you would call this. Like, is this a horror movie? Mm-hmm. Is it a thriller? Is it a mystery? Is it there's some comedic elements in here for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
So I can see somebody watching this and just like, what is this? Like, what are they trying to make here?
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely some gore, I would say, and some horrific moments in the film. Some horrific imagery. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm not going to say I loved it, but I did like it quite a bit. Also got to call out the score of this movie, not the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. Although I did think they had some pretty pretty slick beats in here. What the kids call them now? Some fat beats. Is that what they call them?
You sound like an old man right now.
But the score was actually done by Disaster Piece. And they did a score that I absolutely love, It Follows. If you haven't seen it. You remember It Follows, right? So I love the score in It Follows. And they did the score for this one. I was like, that's why I like the score so much. It was very reminiscent of like old school John Carpenter. There were parts of this score that, was giving me like some Halloween 2, Halloween 3 vibes. And I don't know, I just really dug it. I'm sorry I talked about the score too much, but that honestly, that was one of my favorite things about the movie.
Yeah.
So I love Disaster Piece. I thought they did a great job. So I don't know what else to say about this. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, I don't think so. I don't want to, it's hard to go into it too much without spoiling anything, because I feel like you kind of, just reading the premise, you kind of already know a lot of stuff. So it is, I would say that it is, at the end of the day, it's a murder mystery. Somebody comes up murdered in a house and you're trying to figure out who's to blame here. So there is a lot of aspects of paranoia and stuff throughout the movie. I think it does have a lot to say there. Yep. I just think that they were definitely trying to say something about, I don't know. I feel like they were
almost like how we're always looking for somebody to blame.
Yeah, and just how we basically just tear each other apart.
Yeah.
When it's not always necessary, or so. Yeah,
I would say that's the big theme of the film without, spoiling too much. That's that definitely by the time you get to the end, you should, I think that's what the film wants you to take away.
Yeah. And I wouldn't necessarily think that maybe if they hadn't have done all those, like, made it a point to talk about gaslighting and toxic and all of that kind of stuff. But I feel like they were definitely trying to say something there. So I don't know. I feel like this was a satisfactory, just movie to watch that was entertaining enough.
Yeah.
Like you said, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. And so I don't know. I would give it a 3.5.
3.5. I would give it the same.
Okay.
I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I don't feel like it's good enough to be a 4. It's definitely not groundbreaking. I mean, it's A24 always does interesting things, and I think that they did some interesting. This could have, been a little bit more cheesy, I think, in execution if it was done by any other studio. I think A24 did a good job of making it feel more grounded, more realistic. So I can give them credit there. But yeah, 3.5 out of 5 I think is fair for this movie. But that is our review of Bodies. Again, we watched it on Blu-ray. It is available now to own. I can link that Blu-ray down below. It's got some good special features in here, audio commentary. It's got making of Bodies, and deleted scenes. So
I like the cover too. It's pretty cool. It's got, the neon colors, and
it is a cool cover. Comes with a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital code. So appreciate you guys watching. Please let us know in the comment section below if you've seen Bodies. Let us know what you think of it, or if you're going to watch it based on our recommendation, let us know that as well. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, turn on the bell notifications, and follow us on all our social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.